I become confused? What if I make the wrong decision? What if the path I chose is unreal? What if?
Captain, we're caught in some kind of tractor beam.
Open a channel!
I sense a presence I've not felt in a long time. Nerds!
You again. Look, we're not nerds. If we're nerds, you're nerds.
Yeah, right. I'm a Sith Lord, and you're a bald guy in pajamas. Can you do this?
No, because that doesn't make any sense. If people can do that, why does anyone have a gun?
Oh, because you have to have the reflexes of a Force Master?
Oh, so you have to be magic then. That's dumb.
Oh, okay, the Force is dumb, but you beaming people all over the place isn't.
It's science! We convert a person or object into an energy pattern through a process called demon.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, pack your dialogue with bullshit pseudoscience.
We don't do that!
Sir, we cannot compensate for the gravimetric interference.
Not now, Geordie.
Oh, I feel like I'm in science class, but I'm getting dumber.
You want to talk about pseudoscience? Midichlorians, then.
That doesn't count.
How about politics? The Galactic Senate, then.
Doesn't count either.
Oh, great. So tell me, what does count as Star Wars?
The Clone Wars cartoon and the original 3 movies. Except the Ewoks. They're dumb. Oh, yeah, hilarious. Almost as hilarious as Star Trek V.
We don't speak of the odd-numbered Star Trek movies.
That's weird, because it seems like all you do is talk.
Your simple shoot-'em-up mind just can't handle these complex, nuanced issues.
Boring. Oh, yeah, your stuff is so nuanced. Be nice to Data and don't be racist to aliens. There, I solved Star Trek.
It's far more intelligent than your dark side, light side nonsense. Star Wars is like philosophy for children.
Yeah, sorry, we have to keep it simple to, move the plot along and have some action.
Star Trek has plenty of action.
Captain, will you be attending my poetry reading later?
God, Data, seriously.
The only strong Star Trek character gets his ass kicked all the time.
Enough! I won't sit here any longer and be insulted. Ah!
Oh man, the Force rules. Oh, Worf sucks so bad.
Yes, very funny, Lord Vader, but I'm afraid that while you were prattling on, we were collecting valuable information about your space station and have detected a weakness. Target the exhaust port. Fire photon torpedoes.
Photon torpedoes? What are those, like geek-ass proton torpedoes? Your special effects are lame.
That's not the point!
Yes, it is.
Endless procedural.
You ready, guys? Yeah, welcome everyone to Toon Talk 2.0. Remember to subscribe and share because you need to do that. If not, we cannot be here anymore. And if you hate us, well, you know what you need to do. Send us to your worst enemy, and we will make sure that he hates us even more than the way you hate us. I want to my co-host, as always, my fucking nightmare and my friend, Jakey Boy. I don't know. I can hear you.
Yes.
Well, because probably you're using a Star Trek technology. If you use the Forge, it will be better.
Oh,
Hey, how are you today?
I'm good. It looks like your OBS did that thing it did to me on our last show where,
Yeah,
for
well-
whatever reason, switched to default and doesn't pick up the person's
About-
OBS.
Yeah, well, hang on, because they're not looking at you right now.
I know, but that's what they're listening to me. I want to tell the audience that we're having some visual technical problems, obviously, because they're using a Star Trek technology. If they use the Force, everything will be fine. And that's what this podcast is about. Today, simple and plain. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Before we start, meanwhile, Jake fixed the image, even for the people that listen to us in Spotify and iHeart. I want to make this totally clear. I do not hate Star Trek. I just prefer Star Wars, like everyone here, everyone in their own choice, of course. I'm waiting for a person that will support me today, but as we know, the Sith always came in too, and we don't know where the other Sith is, so probably Alexander will be here really soon. The Oracle, as everybody knows him. Even so, the people are listening to us. Believe it or not, Justin. So you want to say hello to the audience?
Hello, audience. I'm here. I'm here to talk about Star Trek. I'm wearing my Star Trek uniform today, but I'm
Nerd.
also a Star Wars guy. I love my Star Wars.
There you go, nerd. You know what? The video. Thank you for the video that we had at the beginning to the what made me laugh the most, to be honest with you, was the nerd thing, because, bro, I'm wearing a t-shirt and a hat at the back, and you guys are wearing fucking Star Trek t-shirts. Fucking nerds.
Because we're serious.
I think it's a long sleeve shirt. I'd like to point out there it's not a t-shirt. It's in fact a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, nerdy boy. You see, that's the difference. I consider myself a half nerd. I get it. I read comics. I used to play dungeons. I love Star Trek. I adore Star Wars. And
you're a nerd, dude. Stop.
I'm a nerd, but I don't have a Star Wars t-shirt to talk about a Star Wars. What the fuck, dude?
Hey,
to be fair,
the only reason I have this is because of Jake. I'm not even gonna.
I see.
So you're already denying. Wait, you're like Peter against Jesus. You just denied him once, and he's been 4 minutes of the podcast. You're already denying your guy right now. Okay.
I'm just saying I wouldn't have had a Star Trek full bore Star Trek uniform. No shame in wearing a Star Trek t-shirt, but the full bore uniform that's really old. No, I get excited every time I put it on. It's fun. I enjoy it.
That's what she said exactly.
As indeed.
Anywho, the only reason I own this uniform was to bust your balls, Star Trek, Star Wars fanboy.
Okay, let's be clear about something.
You know they made a documentary about you people called Fanboys.
Yeah, one dude we're talking about.
To be fair, they made a Star Trek documentary, but they called it Trekkies.
Yeah, well, let's just start from that if you want. What the fuck with that nickname? It's like seriously, it's like bad.
What the fuck?
Like bad. Trekkies?
I heard it. I was watching something, and they called them Trekkers.
Oh my god, that's even worse. I know that it's hard if you're a Star Trek fan to not be nerd, but can you guys hold it together a little bit just for the people to start falling into this? Trekkers, t-shirts, use the fucking Force. Yeah.
I can't pretend I'm cool. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Justin, don't listen to him. You are cool. You're a goddamn. Show me your stripes again. I can't remember what rank you are. You're a commander, sir.
That's true.
You're just following his stupidity, Justin. Do not follow his stupidity.
I am not following his stupidity. I'm a Star Trek guy. Your Jedi Matrix don't work on me.
So okay.
But apparently, selective Vulcan telekinesis works.
Okay, let me say this.
Before you do that, I have to cut you off. I want to let everybody know this podcast is brought to you by the Final Frontier podcast and our friends. Oh, no, not our friends. Our friend Debbie Lynn, whose book Revival, book one of the Unveiled book series, is available now. You'll hear about both of those a little bit later on. That's one story that we can agree with as being awesome. There's no dispute of that. We're gonna argue Star Trek, Star Wars, but looks pretty sweet. Anyway, continue, please, good sir.
I choose this hat specifically because every time you say something that I like, I'm just gonna call you pussies. And if you don't like it, right, you can talk to my president.
Okay,
I don't have to be respectful anymore.
To that, I would say, how many women has Darth Vader had sex with?
One, because you just need one through love. What is wrong with you?
How many women has Captain Kirk had sex with?
He's a slut.
No one knows.
So many. There's so
He's
many.
He's a slut.
I'm sorry, but you're over here calling Star Trek fans pussies. But okay. Just right out. No, hang on. We're gonna do just a brief rundown of the legitimate sex symbols that have been culturally. I'm talking about that have been part of Star Trek. We got Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock. I'm not even going to go into DeForest Kelley because that's debatable amongst the fans, but certain ones. Patrick Stewart, believe it or not, I don't know how.
Going.
I can't explain it. Jonathan
Baldy guy got
Frakes,
something. Baldy guy got something.
And believe it or not,
Data.
Commander Data.
Yeah, I know. So, are you saying
we're not done.
Fan base? No, wait. Your full concept of Star Trek being better than Star Wars is because Captain fucked more women and you got more sex symbols?
Not even close. There's so many more reasons.
We're Jedis here. One love.
Let's see. Celibate monks or badass starship captains.
I mean, lest we forget.
You don't need more.
Lest we forget Harrison Ford and Han Solo. I mean, come on. Or Orlando. I mean,
hey, check this out. Do you see?
Orlando?
Lando Calrissian?
Oh, I thought you said Orlando. Orlando's not a sex symbol.
Do you? Yes, it was. Lando was a sex symbol in the 80s.
Come on.
Billy D. You would hang on.
Did you ever needed to lay the story, or if Han Solo has another girlfriend before Leia? No, one true love. Why? Because life is about one true love.
Pussies.
Oh no! I mean, Han Solo slutted it up. He was a real slut. He left the broken story broke. He's a rogue. He's a rogue,
and he likes to con people and get his way out of with words, not having sex with girls.
Kirk never wants to use sex to leverage a position. He just did it because he was there.
I mean, he definitely used it to leverage.
You're
position.
Assuming we know that.
Oh yeah, that. Well, we're okay. Don't bring that up. That makes me uncomfortable.
What makes you comfortable? I lost it.
We don't need to bring that up.
Please, Justin, repeat.
We don't need to bring up what happened on the planet with all the sick people.
Oh yeah, the planet, the sick. Yeah, that is true. It was uncomfortable.
So
I just said it was Kirk would leverage a position. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he has leveraged that. Kirk's legit used sex to. Okay.
Yeah, he was a.
I forgot about Andrea, which, to be fair, don't blame him for. But it was a rope.
That's true.
It was the time. I'm not gonna blame him for him. I mean, don't take me wrong. I don't dislike Star Trek. I actually like Captain Kirk. I think that Spock is one of the most interesting characters in science fiction ever. However, it's not better than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry, my perception. I'm not attacking you.
Obi-Wan's a hard case to argue. I will agree. Obi-Wan's a solid character because he's one of the few. But Obi-Wan is one of the few characters in Star Wars that's not one-dimensional.
No, because he's a monk.
Yeah. I
mean, he's fairly one-dimensional in his. To be fair, they all were though. He's Haggard mentor character in the first one, but afterwards, if maybe he gets a little bit more depth.
I mean, Star Wars is basically an outline.
One, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I say no. When you're
that's another
the first one,
thing.
that's the
well,
fourth.
Actually, we can't talk about going out of.
I consider that first Star Wars.
Yeah, you cannot talk going back in order on disorder, my friend. You can't
for a while we could until 2005. Then Star Trek went back in time.
You know, talking about going back in time, it's so hard to be monitoring myself in a big screen because I just did this and then I stop and then I look and I see myself doing it and it's so weird. It's like I'm going back in time. It's like weird. I don't know if you guys are having a monitor in front of you. Either way, I digress. Favorite thing about a Star Trek? Just name one. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Stop playing with the machinery. Oh, bro, but that's your ideas. That's your concept. You know, again, for the audience that is watching, sorry, we apologize for the people that are listening while Jake is playing with his microphone again. So everyone in the web universe is allowed to see his computer and how it works. So we're gonna look at stuff. Sure. What, Jakey boy? What? You sure want to share that? Oh, there you go. Anyway. So, Justin, favorite simple thing about a Star Trek?
For me, I love the fact that it's goofy and silly as fuck. That's my favorite bit about it. That's my favorite bit. But I love silly shit. I love silly shit. It's hard for me to take guys who dress like this seriously. I also enjoy.
Strike two, Jake.
To be fair, I also because I'm watching the show kind of clean. I've never seen it before. I enjoy a lot of the mystery. I don't know these episodes. I've never seen them. So there's a lot of times where like legitimately they're good. There's a good mystery here or there. I like a good mystery of the week when it comes to television. Otherwise, I'm not a big Star Trek guy. I know the outfit may mislead you. I'm more of a Star Wars guy. I grew up
Trek
with Star
already.
Wars.
It just took me what 7 minutes and a half to make him deny Star Trek.
I was
But,
fixing
like,
my microphone.
But like also to be fair, doing the Final Frontier has been an experience of discovering I love Star Trek. So like that's kind of what it's been for me. So
for everyone, when he mentioned doing the Final Frontier, my two amazing nerdy co-hosts from today, they have a podcast called The Final Frontier that is every weekend.
New episodes debut on Monday night.
Monday night. So you gotta go and check it out. The Final Frontier, beautiful name, amazing name, fantastic.
Okay, you were right. I've already admitted that you were right, and I never threw any shade toward the theme song. That's been awesome since day one.
Let me tell you something. My last words before dying, I'm gonna say, Jake, I chose that name, and then I'm gonna die. So get used to it. I'm gonna keep repeating it. So
I've never. Oh, okay. Once it was decided, I admitted
it is decided.
It is decided.
No, I mean, favorite single thing about a Star Trek. Single thing. Then we're gonna go too deeper. But favorite simple thing about a Star Trek.
If I can actually summarize what I love about Star Trek in one more than anything else in one word, and that is principle. Star Trek, in every single series, there are multiple episodes where our characters are put through or put into situations that are not black and white, cut and dry, and yet the ideals put forth in Star Trek are, I don't mean black and white in a bad way, but there is a measure of good and evil. Now, one of my favorite episodes of all time, though, is an episode of Deep Space Nine where Ben Sisko probably dances across that line more than any other Star Trek character ever has. And it's such a great episode, but because of how at war he is with himself over his principles and the necessity of the situation, because turns out war is messy.
Okay.
Sure.
So I just want to make a comment for the people listening to us. You see, that's what happened with a Star Trek. You ask them a simple thing, and they took 35 fucking minutes about how big and great their show is.
Well, ask me what my favorite thing about Star Wars is.
That's not your thing. I'm asking about a Star Trek. You want to ask about a Star Wars? I can give you an answer.
What's your favorite single thing about Star Wars?
Hero's journey.
Okay, but that's just
no. But that's my single favorite thing. That's my single. The hero's journey of even Chewie. Single journey about R2D2. Obviously Han Solo. Do that again. Obviously Luke Skywalker. The hero's journey of Leia. Everyone has their own path, and maybe it's because I used to love Dungeons and Dragons so much. But that's the individuality of the hero's journey. That's my thing with Star Wars. Even, I mean, everybody loves that. Probably my favorite villain is Darth Vader. In the freaking maybe Lucas from the American Gangster, I love him more. But besides that, the hero's journey is my thing. I mean, let's be honest. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I would make the argument though that Star Trek also has the hero's journey. Like Kirk certainly goes through a hero's journey throughout. The part of the problem I think with Star Wars is that's mostly movies. I guess there are some shows at this point, but Star Trek
not anymore.
It's a lot
that's
more
true. Not anymore.
Term. Yeah.
And not necessarily in a good way. I mean, and we said in the little sketch at the beginning, we're gonna talk about the first 3 movies, right? And the animated series. Andor is really good though. Andor is really good.
I've heard it's really good.
I watched about half of the first episode,
and you thought it was too slow.
It wasn't that it was too slow. It was that like every moment leading up to that show, I kept asking the question, "Who the fuck is Cassian Andor?" And I had no idea who the fuck he was and why I should care.
Because you had to do homework.
because I had to do homework, and then I was like, "Oh, he's that one random guy from Rogue One, an all-right Star Wars movie." Like I was like, "It's an all-right Star Wars movie."
I've been trying to be nice here, and I'm not attacking your fucking nerdy show. Hold a second. Cassian Andor is the responsible.
Andor is a nerdy show.
Is the responsible, and he gave his life to have an opportunity. So are you saying that every person that go into war and sacrifice their life for the freedom to go on is just a guy? Come on.
No, because it was Mr. Spock himself who said the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Yeah, he's a fucking insensitive guy.
Then why'd he sacrifice himself for the entire crew, not knowing that he was going to be resurrected? Spoiler alert for Star Trek III: The Search for Spock.
Can the three of us yell "can" in the right tone? Right? 1, 2, 3.
Con!
No. You got to do the face first. You got to.
Con! Well, one thing, we're doing the original, right? Not the new one.
Correct. Yeah. Then okay. Listen here. After Star Trek 2009, we don't talk about that shit because they're trying to be way too Star Wars, and it doesn't work for them.
I'm using the Sith Force just to touch their little fibers everywhere.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at J.J. Abrams for trying to be Star Wars, and it's different.
Now, so you don't like this? Is surprising to me? You don't like the new movies? I mean, probably you don't love them.
I love 2009, the first remake. The other two are dog shit. I mean, they're just bad movies, and they're wholly unrepresentative of Star Trek in spirit.
As the non-Star Trek guy, the second one very, very much made me go, "This doesn't feel right." This doesn't feel right. But also, like, it has RoboCop in it. Who doesn't love RoboCop?
Well, he got Thor in the first one, but
that's a good point. That's a fair point.
That's surprising because I actually like the new movies. I don't love them, but I like them. The first one, I'm with you. The first one I really like.
The first one I love.
If you're gonna twist it, don't do it like that, right?
Okay, but it's funny because you bring up the second one because we literally, like, yesterday, the episode we did about Khan's episode went up, and we talk about the Benedict Cumberbatch Khan and just how it's frustrating because there's a way they could have made it work.
Yeah,
but you know what? I was really upset because it's like, and I don't want to go deep on this. It's like when the guy from Game of Thrones, the small person, got really angry at Snow White because they put animation, right? It's like, we have this much opportunity to be in a movie, right? And the only place that I could be as a dwarf is be one of the 7 dwarfs for Disney, right? And he was really upset with that. The only Latino that hit mainstream in science fiction was Ricardo Montalban, and I actually hated that they put an English guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Like, dude, that was our villain. Ricardo Montalban was our Latino villain.
Well, to be fair, he was playing an Indian man, but
no. I'm talking about the Latino. Well, he wasn't playing an Indian man.
Yes, Khan Noonien Singh. He's very much positively identified as an Indian Sikh.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean as an Indian not from India?
No, from India. Dot. Not feather. From the episode, he's identified as Indian Sikh, and plus his name, Khan Noonien Singh.
Yeah.
Now he did play a Native American in that episode of Bonanza that one time, along with
he was the picture of the episode.
He was an amazing actor.
That's brownface.
Let's be honest. If somebody asked me if I want to be in real life in a Star Wars and die really fast in a ship, or be in a Star Trek and be a soldier, I definitely would prefer to be in the fantasy land with Mr. Rourke.
What, you mean you don't want to be killed by a Gorn?
No.
What's wrong with you?
I want to be in Star Wars just for the opportunity to perhaps use a lightsaber. Like,
yeah, but it's super
I don't
rare.
know.
Being a Jedi is super rare, and more in the.
I just want to pick it up and turn it on. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, you just want to touch it. Like, I feel like Captain Kirk would have a hell of a time with a lightsaber.
Say that again.
I feel like Captain Kirk would have a hell of a time with a lightsaber. Like, that would just be super fun for him.
Actually, I think that the only one that's supposed to get us a lightsaber was supposed to be Bones. That if everybody followed this, he's my favorite character. Because he's sarcastic, he's funny. The situation is like shit, and he goes with a cool thing to say, and that goes more with my personality.
I actually, Justin, I was going to bring this up, but I'll bring it up now. So, like, we have when I was younger watching Star Trek: The Original Series, I was very much into Mr. Spock and Captain Kirk. But on this rewatch, as a man in his late 30s, I'm really, really loving Bones on screen. Like, it's a trip.
And Bones is the only character that holds in every movie, in the TV show, the character, and in the new movies.
He's not in every episode.
No. But what I'm saying, when he's there, right, he likes the show in whatever version, whatever actor. I mean, the character.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he's
nobody has ever been like, didn't really care for Bones in that episode.
I also to go back real quick to oh my god, the Rogue One guy show. Andor, to go back to Andor, when it comes to Star Trek, like I've discovered this about Star Trek. I really enjoy the nuanced discussions we have when we do Star Trek. I'm not looking for that from Star Wars. I'm not looking for a breakdown on the atrocities of war about my universe with space wizards. I'm just not looking for that from that. So I think that's maybe why I don't enjoy that show as much as I do the Obi-Wan show, where I get to watch Ewan McGregor and Darth Vader fight each other, even though it makes no sense. Like, I think that's what I'm looking for from Star Wars. I'm looking for different things from these franchises. I don't know. Maybe
they're very different shows. Like, they're very, very different. Drastic. Like, I would be very disappointed if in the middle of a lightsaber duel, Obi-Wan just goes to Darth Maul. He's like, "Why are we fighting?"
Yeah, if you're part of
you
the
and
ethics
I,
that will be.
We're not so different. Perhaps you saw my coming here as an invasion.
You know what? The only thing that they have in common is space. That's it.
I mean, really, just about.
Really, yeah.
Well, and the fact that the Enterprise would just wipe the shit out of any ship in Star Wars.
Really? Could the Enterprise take down the Death Star?
Probably, because as we've seen, the Enterprise can withstand a nuclear blast.
True.
Okay.
Oh, what? You got a big green laser? We got photon torpedoes, bitch.
Yeah, that was really funny, right? Why can't a Jedi send photos on an email?
What?
Why can't a Jedi send photos on an email?
Oh, why can't? I thought you said what kind. I'm like, I don't know.
Why?
One with internet access? Why?
Because attachment is forbidden. I got tons. I make a research. I got tons, right? I once had a Wookiee steak. It was a little bit chewy. Sorry. I'm here. I'm here all day.
I mean, what's Darth Vader's favorite dinner?
What?
Obi-Wan cannoli.
Yeah, this podcast is gonna go down really bad.
Involving the bad dad jokes.
How you call a Sith Lord that likes to buy stuff?
I don't know what.
A shopping mall.
That's funny. I don't know. I'm not down for Star Wars right now. There hasn't really been anything that's like tweaked me, and the one thing that did, everyone hated. So like,
I got one. What did the Klingons say to the Earthship?
What?
I don't know what.
Hey. It's funnier in the original
That's
Klingon.
funny, yeah.
That's funny.
How that Luke Skywalker got to Mos Eisley?
On a speeder.
Ewoks.
Technically, that's how 3PO got to Mos Eisley, because they carried him. That is a Star Trek sense of humor right there.
Luke,
very dry.
Luke,
just like
I need
Tatooine.
to make a Darth Vader dose. We need a special effect so I can have a Darth Vader voice. Luke, I know what you're getting for Christmas. No, that's impossible. How could you? I had failed your presence. Sorry.
I will say Star Trek does not have like what. Does it have? I guess it doesn't really have one of the most iconic twists of all time. And it's debatably the most iconic twist of all time.
Comparatively, that's true. I'll give you that. Although Captain Kirk did ask God why he needed a starship that one time. Not really. Yeah, Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. We don't talk about that one either.
Nah.
Is that the one with space whales?
No, that's 4. That's a beautiful movie that is beloved by the fandom.
Which one? Which one?
Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's funny.
Answer me this. Answer me this. When was the first episode of Star Trek got released?
The first movie?
The first episode.
The first broadcast episode was in 1966, September 8th, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, probably George Lucas was a little influenced by that.
Probably to a point, but then to be fair, like run it back. So the only one of the main reasons that Star Trek the motion picture and therefore the subsequent Star Trek movie franchises even exist is because of Star Wars. They were going to make another television show, but then because of the financial success of the first Star Wars movie, it was I can't remember if it was one. I think it was 2 years later, in 1979. They decided to make it into a movie, and the movie was successful, but they call it Star Trek: The Slow Motion Picture for a reason.
Yeah. It was like that movie's known for its long, arduous. I'm looking forward to it. Establishing shots of the Enterprise. I'm gonna make fun of it so much. I'm looking forward to it.
Whoever did the wardrobe should be not just fired, which they were fired, because the wardrobe improved substantially in the Wrath of Khan.
Is that where
the Wrath of Khan probably is my favorite movies? My favorite movie. It's
by far. So stoked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited to watch that.
Yeah.
But isn't the Star Trek 1 uniforms? Isn't that what Zap Brannigan's pantless uniform on Futurama's making fun of?
No, although I mean, okay, so obviously they're wearing pants, right? I think Zap Brannigan's uniform is actually making fun of the female. If there is a direct joke, it's probably making fun of the women's uniforms in the original series.
Sorry, I read a joke.
Skin tight, oddly fitting, like unitard uniforms are what you see in Star Trek the Motion Picture, all like light blue, beige, and white, and like really, really seafoam green. That doesn't really make any sense. They're not color coded like they were.
Was this iconic by the time that first movie came out?
It would have been.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. So like,
I mean,
why not
I wasn't
go with
alive,
the OG?
but
Why change the uniform at all?
Because they needed to say, it's like when they change the uniforms from the NFL or the Major League Baseball, they need to sell more.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. What is the worst enemy in Star Trek?
That depends on what point in time, because a lot of those
the worst one ever.
It's hard to say, because your first inclination probably the longest enemy they ever had was probably the Romulans.
Think about the answer. This is about knowledge sake.
I am.
My answer to that would be, what do you mean in terms of worst? I mean worst in terms of like lame,
like the worst in everything, like
evil?
the worst, the most evil, the worst.
I would have said the Borg.
The Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, probably the Borg. But even then, they defeat the Borg. You can make an argument for the Founders, but once they defeat the Founders, they kind of become docile. The Klingons eventually become an ally, as do the Romulans. So it's really kind of hard to say.
And which one is the worst? And I don't agree with that, but I will tell you who's the worst enemy from Star Trek. But what about the worst enemy in Star Wars?
I mean,
the Empire. Sith. I would have said the Empire.
Actually, the worst enemy of both is Disney. As soon as they bought it, they fuck it up really bad.
Disney doesn't own Star Trek.
Actually, my friend is owned by Paramount, right?
Correct.
And you know who owns Paramount?
Paramount.
No, sir. You know who Paramount is part of?
Paramount.
The same line of...
Paramount is not owned by Disney.
You want to bet?
I do.
You want to bet? Just go and look all the companies that is owned by Disney, and the distribution deal that manage all the Paramount deals is part of Disney.
Pretty sure Paramount is Time Warner, owned by Time Warner.
Everything is connected nowadays, bro. Sorry.
Paramount is owned by National Amusements Incorporated.
Okay, I'm going to show you. I don't want to open my computer and stop the thing, but just keep talking meanwhile I look for it.
No, I'm literally looking at it.
Okay, just keep talking. We got people listening to this, fucking nerd.
I'm just saying, no.
I was just saying, I'm pretty sure they're definitely competing. They're certainly competing streaming services. That I can say.
No, but the streaming service, I'm talking about way more profound like that. Like the streaming services are not even my train of thought. You know.
The actual companies.
I'm actually talking about the
Don't you want to be like there's a nefarious cabal of
Disney and then Max got together in that relationship is because the shares of the company. I've been looking deep into shares of the companies right now.
But Max isn't Warner Brothers Discovery doesn't own Paramount though.
Oh, that I could be wrong about.
Keep talking. I'm reading.
I'm telling you, it's Paramount is not owned by Warner Brothers Discovery or Disney.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying, like it's a factually true statement because
Go ahead.
Well, because Paramount also owns Nickelodeon, and Disney would never let that puppy go if they owned it.
That's a very valid point, actually. Yeah.
Nor would they let go of Star Trek because Star Wars is the same way, right? But say what you will, like Paramount will never let Star Trek go. The only way Paramount's letting go of Star Trek is if the company itself is sold.
If Disney owned Star Trek or Paramount, then they owned Star Trek. There would have been a Disney Star Wars crossover.
No, I don't think that will never. They wouldn't do that. Seriously.
You kidding me? The money they'd make, they would absolutely do that. Certainly there'd be a comic book somewhere.
Yeah, but there's already a comic book somewhere. But think about the fan fallout of that, though. Like, you can't even make a Marvel movie anymore without people being like, well, actually.
Dude, I mean, that's the keyboard revolutionaries. I'm sick of that people. I know a lot of them follow us, but shut the fuck up. It's like,
well, no, if it's a bad movie, you can critique it, but don't just be like, it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna critique, get your facts
right. Nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
True. Actually.
Keep going.
It's just a fact.
Actually, it's been proven that the whole reason that Disney purchased Star Wars was because they wanted to kill it from the inside.
Mr. Restor's stake at the company are controlled by them. However, the stock market is in the stock market. Oh, I found that the New York Times released that information. The owner of Paramount, Redstone, the shares, they have control of Paramount, but the other shares are bought by Disney. I can read this.
But they don't own it. You don't own it if you're a shareholder.
Shit, bro. I'm not going to say this because we work together. Everybody in a shareholder are owners.
Right, but that doesn't mean you have any say whatsoever or any ownership value. Or
I don't know about that.
Okay, if you're not the majority owner, so let's say that Disney through stock purchases owns 10% of Paramount. That doesn't give them the right to use the characters in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, stockholder rights are very different from licensing.
Yeah,
right?
That's not. Yeah.
Okay. And I want this to be safe, people, because if one day I sell the company and Jake asks me for more money, I'm gonna say, "Fuck you! You're just stockholder."
No, I'm not saying they wouldn't be entitled to financial compensation if Paramount was sold, because the value of their stock would be reflected in that, but only when they sell the stock.
The difference between that and IP rights as well.
Yeah. Because Disney does not own Star Trek because they do not own Paramount. They can't be like, yes, we're going to bring Captain Kirk into the Star Wars universe.
That will be crazy, dude. If they do that, like you say, it will be a nightmare for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. Like, some things should stay separate. Oh, I'd watch it, but
I'd watch it.
The whole time I'd just be like,
well, I don't know. Imagine how boring it will be in one area and how exciting it will be in the other, and then you switch it, then you have the fucking console talking bullshit, and then it's exciting over there, and then Yoda want to fight this Dr. Spock. How the fuck would that fight will go?
Are you telling me you don't want to see Kirk do some Kirk fu up against Darth Vader?
Darth Vader will kill him. He will kill him in 3 seconds.
I just don't want to see him try.
That's true.
They're like,
drop kick Darth Vader.
You know what? Let's contact our friends Bad in the Sun so they can make a Star Trek versus Star Wars one. That would be fun.
Speaking of Bat in the Sun, have you seen Darth Vader versus Batman?
It's one of the best short films that they have done.
It shouldn't work.
When I met the owner
but it does.
It should work since the idea, bro. It's like,
I know, but it should not work. But
you know what? As I know them, I'm gonna ask them to. So next episode we can present it over here. They wouldn't have a problem. Let's not ruin it for the fans, and we can present the alternative ending. That is, have you seen the alternative ending?
Not the alternative, no.
Oh, man, it's such a good production. Bad in the Sun. Hello to everyone there. They're really, 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 really good production company that make this competition for fan base, and they let the fans vote who's gonna win or who's not, and it's fantastic. They have Wolverine against Deadpool, Spider-Man versus Batman. They have any kind of ideas.
The Green Ranger versus Scorpion.
Yeah, like they have so many, and they represent it so good. I don't know.
Wait, is that the one where at the end of it, the Green Ranger turns out to be Jason David Frank? He takes off the helmet, and it's actually Jason David Frank, or is that a different one?
No, that's it.
No, that's the one.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, you know those guys? Oh, that's awesome.
I met them in a Comic-Con. What a bad experience for me in that Comic-Con. So we were invited for a movie that I was producing, and it was the first one. And everybody knows that I'm not a guy that gets nervous in front of people. However, this time I'm not singing. This time I'm there to answer questions for the fans. And that actually made me nervous because in a point, even I wrote the story and I'm directing the movie, I'm like totally blanking in the story that I wrote, right? The story that Justin, because you play a part in the audiobook. I'm blanking. Like, I'm asking my assistant, so what's the name of that? Like, and I'm so into this. And then I see this huge silence. No, this silence in front of me. I go like, what? What? The silence gone, they move. And I go like, Stanley was standing behind me, waiting instructions. And he walked. I got the chance to talk to him, and I was concerned talking to somebody else. And he was like right there, waiting to go to the other panel because they put you into the same aisle, right? To throw you. So yeah, I suck into that, bro. So I hate that shit because I miss it. So yeah, I get the chance to talk to the legend.
Yeah, the thing is, we're supposed to be debating, aren't we?
Oh yeah, sure, but we're friends. We all know that
but I'm
Star
just
Wars
saying we're over
better,
here.
so.
We're over. It's two against one,
we
bro.
already know that. I mean, you already give up. I get it.
Hey, listen. All I'm saying,
kind of more balanced. I like both Star Trek and Star Wars.
I like them both, but I've never been as big of a Star Wars fan as I am a Star Trek fan, which is why.
That's part of your personality. I think you like to be a nerdy boy.
I
never had a problem with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My condescending answer, which is like, when I was a kid, I really loved Star Wars, but now that I'm an adult, I like Star Trek.
And exactly when you guys start thinking I like it too, the Oracle appears as we plan it, because Sith Lords were never come separate. There's always two.
He's going to say Star Trek is better, right? He's going to say that.
No, because we talk about this and he's here invited to support Star Wars. And hello, you're mute, Oracle. How are you today?
I'm still muted. I'm assuming he's good, though.
I'm good. I'm just gonna make his voice.
I'm so good. I'm so
good. I don't. Anyway, well, you're mute. There you go. Oh,
hey guys.
There he is. Hi, Oracle.
Tis the Oracle.
Sorry to be late.
That's okay. It's okay. We prepare it like that. So
you showed up like Han Solo.
Nice.
So before we go back to now that we have the Oracle here, really, really fast, the productions that they have done, Aaron, that is the guy that I know, in Battle of the Sun, Dark Justice in 2003, they make Dark Justice short film, Patient J, that is the Joker, Batman Legends, and City of Scars, and the Seeds of Arkham. That's just the shows that they make in short films. They're not the battles that I'm telling you guys. So if you can go and check them out, Battle from the Sun. Oracle, don't worry that you're here a little late. They already know that Star Wars is better, right? They already accepted.
Never admitted that you were wrong about Disney and Paramount, and you're wrong about this.
So fuck you.
Better is such a strong
50 fucking episodes and I make one mistake. You're like an ex-wife. 50 fucking episodes.
I will never forget this. Ever.
Yeah. Like what is the name of your podcast?
Every time you say
which one?
Every time you say that something is owned by someone, I'll be like, "Oh, you mean how like Disney has stock in Paramount?"
First of all, dude, listen to me. I'm gonna find that research because there's a connection in the
There's
shares.
no connection. There's none.
Oh, there's a connection. There's a full article in the Times, and I'm gonna find it for you. I'm gonna post it everywhere. Just pointing how
because the New York Times has never been wrong about anything ever.
Hey, shut the fuck up! You're not gonna mess with my homies, okay?
At the New York Times.
These 2 minutes are sponsored by New York Times. Sorry.
You have to pay money to read the news.
Yeah, that sucks. That's what I couldn't say. Hey, Alexander. Lame. Alexander.
Yeah.
Why does Princess Leia keep their hair tied up in buns?
Why did her?
So it doesn't hang solo.
Oh, nice. Well done, sir.
Nice. That's one. So okay, let me ask you guys, because I as we've been talking about this, I've been thinking about this. I'm not really stoked on anything Star Wars related, but I'm really stoked on stuff from Star Trek. Like there's that Grogu Mandalorian movie that's coming out that I could care absolutely less about. Like I'm just saying, like, there's nothing about I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but there's just nothing coming out of that franchise.
Okay, first of all, this show's supposed to be for 18 people and older. You fucking kid. That's your problem. You're too young. That beard makes you look older, but you're too young. How you cannot be stuck about what's happening since 1977 with Star Wars? They changed
the new shit. The new shit's bad.
The last thing that I was excited for. The last thing I was excited for was the Acolyte, and they canceled that. So, but I'm like me and Jordan are like the only two people.
You think Star Wars is the Acolyte? That's the worst shit we haven't done.
I like the Acolyte, and it was part of the universe.
So this is really interesting that you say that. So probably the old generations were wrong, and Disney is doing the correct thing because it's actually getting you to like. Wait, Jake, because you're older than Justin. Hold a second. I didn't like the Acolyte. Nope. You didn't like the Acolyte, but Justin liked the Acolyte.
I didn't watch the Acolyte.
So you're saying that your team actually is wrong?
But here's my justification for liking the Acolyte is like I'm bored of Skywalkers, like just outright bored by it. I don't want to see Luke Skywalker or anything. I don't want to see anything from that period of time. I want to see stuff in the Old Republic or like the High Republic or like as far away. I don't want Luke Skywalker or any of those guys to show up.
I get what you're saying, but how do you call a rebel princess who only shops at Whole Foods?
I don't know what.
Leah Organic. Sorry.
But yeah, that's why I'm interested in the act. Like I'm not interested in the Mandalorian because I don't want bad CGI Luke Skywalker to show up. Like the minute bad CGI Luke Skywalker showed up, I was bored by that show.
How old were you when you watched Star Wars? The Last Hope.
The Last Hope, 6 or 7.
And you didn't feel thrilled about it more than the way that you feel about a Star Trek?
Oh no, I love original Star Wars. That's to me the best.
What are we talking about?
Like, so here's the difference.
Beginning of the show, we're talking about the tree and the animation. The rest is bullshit. Well, not Andor and the movie.
I love the prequels. Like I love the Star Wars prequels. I'm a prequel apologist, so 100%.
Well, your position got a lot easier to maintain after the sequel trilogy came out. Then you were like, see, not that bad.
We were talking about something the other day when with the second trilogy came out, right? The 1, 2, and 3. A lot of fans went really ugly and discussed about it and criticized so bad. But guess what? Now that we look at them, actually people like them. And they go to the simple, they're better than the new ones. Yeah, of course they're better. Your perception is because they're older, motherfucker.
Oh, they're way better than the new ones.
But you see, it's a different generation. It's a different generation. Where did Luke get his cybernetic hand? In the second-hand sword.
He's gonna get us every time with that. He's gonna get us every fucking time.
He got it in the second-hand sword.
That's the thing. That's the Star Trek in me. He asked me a question. I'm like, well,
wait, what?
He got it. He got it in the Rebel medical ship. Yeah. And then he hits me with a joke because Star Wars is a fucking joke.
My thing with the new ones is I like elements of those. But see, I like the elements of them that people hate. So I like the fact that those movies are trying to be subversive. But like, I think the problem with those movies is they took Star Wars too seriously. George Lucas said this once, and I think people sort of forget it, that Star Wars is meant to be for children. And like, I love Star Wars Episode 1 when I was 11 and that movie first came out, and I was 11 years old. I fucking loved that movie. And angry guys who look like me made me hate that movie.
Can you go deep in angry guys that look like you, please?
Oh, like nerd incels who can't get out of their mother's basements, who just complain about those guys. Yeah, they made an entire documentary about how that movie was bad, called The People versus George Lucas, which like convinced an entire generation that those movies were bad. But like when I was 11 and 12 years old, I loved that movie. Like genuinely. Like I love Episode 3. It's my probably my second favorite out of that trilogy.
Well, Episode 3. Which one is that? I'm confused.
Revenge of the
Sith.
Oh, the Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
I love Revenge of the Sith.
You know,
like, I love that.
I don't want to sound racist, but all the stormtroopers look the same to me.
What about the black ones?
I don't want to sound racist, but sorry.
Well, on the inside, they were all the same.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, good one.
That is a good one.
I still don't like Attack of the Clones. I still don't like
hang on. There is one aspect of the crossover that I would love to see. I would love to see a shootout between an army of stormtroopers and an army of red shirts.
Well, obviously you guys gonna win because we're fucking.
Well, no, but here's the thing: stormtroopers can't hit. Yeah, no, stormtroopers can't hit shit, but red shirts exist to die. So
sure,
I actually kind of want to see that fight play out.
So okay, Jake, this is specifically for you. What does your Canadian friend cooking dinner for you have in common with the Empire from Star Wars?
What?
What your Canadian friend cooking dinner for you have in common with the Empire from Star Wars?
I'm just like, why would I cook dinner for him? I don't know.
Paul Poutine.
Yeah, I'm
Paul Poutine.
That's good. That's good.
Sorry.
Oh, he's not identified as Palpatine in that movie.
Hey,
your joke is therefore illogical.
You're it got to be fucking boring. You're like a ugly nun that never got fucked. That's a Star Trek next to Star Wars.
Isn't that all nuns?
No,
I never know, dude. I never believed that there. I think
only
they have
only the good ones.
Only the good ones.
Only the good ones.
You know that why Darth Vader was always bad at sports? He always choked. Sorry. Anyway. Sorry for the audience that I'm saying so stupid things.
I was this morning I was listening to. It's so funny you asked me to come on here and do this, because this morning I was listening to the Weird Al song Yoda, and there's a line in that song where he says about Luke Skywalker that he'll be playing this part till he's old and gray. And that made me laugh so unreasonably hard, because I'm like, oh my God, he did play it till he was old and gray.
And let me clarify something for the fans. And if you follow our podcast, you know that I do not like the Skywalker's first generation. I think that Luke Skywalker is a pussy, right? And he's a stupid kid that wanted to destroy daddy's business after the dad give everything to become right in that position in the corporation.
He was fighting for stormtroopers' rights. Okay, it's not Luke's fault that his dad was, stuck in the past.
You know what position Darth Vader plays in baseball? The umpire. Sorry, people. I found a website with 2,000 jokes, so deal with me.
Oh, we can tell.
Yeah,
of course. It's not like I live at heart.
Never a doubt in my mind.
Never a doubt in my mind.
How you can call an invisible droid? See-through PO. Come on, dude, that's really good.
These are good jokes. Alexander, I am curious, though, because I don't think we may have touched on this briefly, but what is your feeling on Star Trek as a franchise? Are you a fan? Did you watch it? Or
funny that you should ask, because as it turns out, I believe Star Trek might actually be my favorite sci-fi franchise of all time. Actually, even though I'm here to defend Star Wars, and I'm here to find some defects
You just
in
fuck it up, dude. Just
Star Trek
fucking hang
franchise.
up and hang yourself in a closet.
See, I had a feeling because Alexander is a very intelligent human being, a gentleman and a scholar, and I just had a funny feeling that even though he may or may not prefer Star Wars, I don't know. My argument for Star Trek has always been is that even people that don't love it, you have to at least admit its cultural decades-spanning impact. And I know Star Wars did too. But it's a totally different. But there are people, which I guess that's the case for Star Wars too, but there are people who say shit like, live long and prosper, beam me up, Scotty, Mr. Spock, all these references, and they haven't even seen the show.
And they never get laid.
That's not true.
I mean, I gotta defend Star Wars.
People get married in these uniforms.
Bro. The only person that got laid in the whole Star Trek history was William Shatner.
That is not true.
Robert Nimoy was married to the same woman at the same time. Why? Because he was a Star Wars fan.
No, I'm pretty sure that Leonard Nimoy got nude fan mail.
Oh, I mean, Leonard Nimoy.
That doesn't mean have sex with nobody. He just go to Instagram. Nowadays,
not in 1967, he didn't.
Well, he was Dr. Spock. Anyway,
he got Polaroids, my friend.
Okay. Going deep. How many Klingons does it take to change a light bulb?
One, but then there's a bunch other that killed him because he's a Klingon.
Actually, it's two. One to screw it in, and the other stab the other in the back and take all the credit.
Close.
Was really close. Good job.
But Star Wars did in terms of being influential though. Star Wars did invent the term blockbuster.
Star Wars changed the way of making movies in the industry. Let's forget about the story. The way of the special effects were done, the way of sound were done. I mean, we can, and we talk about this. I do not hate Star Trek. Inside of a Star Wars, I love more the dark side that the fucking bullshit of the Jedi's touching each other within their robes kind of thing. But if you put them together, I prefer Star Wars. If I go to a desert island, right, and I need to take one franchise with me, I don't even hesitate. I will take all Star Wars, even the bad ones, even the Acolyte.
Oh, see, that's just a bad decision based on runtime alone. Like,
no, because dude, you watch one Star Trek episode and you watch them all.
No, that is not true.
Oh,
that's not even close.
I cannot abide that.
Here. Let's go and find a new tribe. I'm running their country. Oh, we got a new thing.
That tells me you've not watched Star Trek.
Yeah, it is. You don't see it like that because you love it, but it's not.
No, I can point to specific examples because we went from an episode where they go down to a planet full of fake wax people that accost them, and then I believe in the very next episode, what did they do in the next episode? May not be the very next episode, but a few episodes later, we have a courtroom drama, and then we have a thriller in space multiple times, and it's constantly different.
So, some of them are good, like procedural mystery show, like real solidly paced procedural mystery show. I to turn your own argument, I would say most Star Wars movies are exactly the same.
It's almost because it's almost like the new trilogy completely remade the original trilogy.
I just think generally every Star Wars movie is kind of they all have the same beat, they all have the same plot points, all the same beats. They're all more or less the same movie. That's not me criticizing them.
Well, hold on a second. The new trilogy, yes, because it was a relaunch. But episode 4, 5, and 6 is not the same, and 1, 2, 3 are not the same, man. They have the same characters, but they're not the same at all.
Are there not a lightsaber duel in every single third act of one of those movies?
You guys are fucking faggots in a uniform. I'm not saying that.
The Jedi didn't have a uniform?
No, they don't.
The Empire doesn't have a uniform?
Yeah, they're fucking soldiers. What do you want from me?
Stormtroopers all look at this. Well, fuck, they're soldiers.
I mean, dude, how many years does Spock have?
Do what?
How many years does a Spock have?
in what manner? I don't understand what the question is.
How many years the Spock has?
Like, how many years was Spock on television? How old is Spock?
How many
like,
years?
How
Years.
many years?
Two?
You got 3. Left, right, and the final front ear.
He's got a Star Trek joke page up now, Jake.
He's here.
The final front ear, bro.
I saw it coming a million.
Awesome.
I saw it coming a million miles away. I wasn't gonna stop it.
I thought he said years. That was my.
Yeah. Blame it on my accent. It's really good, dude. The final front ear is really good. Come on.
That's good. That was a good one.
That's a good one. That's solid.
But okay, I feel like I got to be the balanced guy here. I will say, in regards to Star Trek, my bit coming into doing the Final Frontier was when I was a child, I was constantly blown away by how a show that takes place in space could be boring. So that was my whole bit. I legit I when I was a kid, my dad would watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, and it was the most boring 45 minutes I'd ever watched in my life. So like.
It's not. I'll be the first. I'll be the first to admit it's not made for children. Not to say children can't watch it, but it's not typical kid fare. But it was never intended to be. So you're
patronizing every kid in the world? That's what you're saying?
No, I think children should watch Star Trek. I just understand it's not.
Tell me why, so they can learn. You're a fucking nerd.
No, so they can learn. So they can learn.
Watch fucking Sesame Street or the Bob.
Fuck Sesame Street, dude. Sesame Street is so fucking overrated.
Right.
Whoa.
Doctor.
Whoa, icon of television. Sesame Street.
Fuck Sesame Street, dude.
I love Sesame Street. I grew up on Sesame Street.
They're Canadian. That's not fair. That's the only television you have.
Hey, public. No, I'm not going to besmirch public television. How dare you, sir? I'm just kidding. Sorry, I couldn't commit to that. No, I was gonna say, has Captain Kirk been on the Muppet Show? I don't think so, but Luke Skywalker was. That's all I'm saying.
And that's one of the funniest, worst episode of the Muppets.
I love that episode. It's so good. That was funny because every time Luke Skywalker will run off the screen, and then Mark Hamill will come on and be like, "Where'd Luke Skywalker go, everybody?" It's so funny.
That's really funny. Actually, that episode, if I'm correct, is the when they make the gargle sound, right?
I think so.
Mark Hamill
does
that, yeah. Pretty sure I watch it. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. We have our Christmas specials that were really bad. Mark Hamill existing I never been like blind fan about a Star Wars. I know that Mark Hamill wasn't a good actor in the first movie. In the second movie, he was there because it was successful. I mean, because he fucked his career in a personal level. I never liked Leia. I mean, God knows, if you go to our episodes when we decode everything with the audio book from Star Wars, that is 5 hours of a book that we stop and comment. I mean, dude, the character Leia is the most annoying thing. What the hell happened? It wasn't me.
You just heard somebody go.
So the reality is like, it's not that I go crazy, but, and don't take me wrong, I mentioned this before. I even had a toy that my mom bought from the original movie that was Spock, right? It was like, this is really for only toy fans. It was a toy brand called Madelman. I don't know if you guys know it. And the Madelman, they have scuba divers and police. They have a Madelman version for Spock. I look online, and that thing right now is like $3,000, and my mom bought it, and we have it in this. She got a toy collection, and of course, it's me being a rebel. I opened it up, I took it out of the box, and I went to the yard and played with him, and I used to chew all the toys, and the Spock and me got a great oral connection.
You murdered Mr. Spock.
Oh yeah, sure. So my whole point is, I love Star Trek. Don't take me wrong, people. I'm not Star Wars like here my co-host Jake. No, I love Star Trek, but I think that Star Wars is better and more entertaining because you don't need to be a fucking nerd to love it. You just want to like.
You kind of do.
You kind of do.
That's what you're saying. You're fucking nerds.
I mean, space wizards.
Yeah.
They're not space wizards. They're superheroes.
No, actually, yeah. Actually, you got it. Actually, you got it, because I mean, Star Trek has both aspects. It has the whole family dynamics of the crew, which is what I love about the franchise, and it has the technological aspect, which has pretty much been dictating our modern path to technology. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
This right here,
completely.
What we're doing right now.
The only thing that I agreed is that you fucking sulk as a fucking team member.
Yeah,
if we were playing a football, you just throw an interception.
No, let me talk, man. Let me talk, man. I'm just presenting the strengths of the Star Trek thing, just to tell you that the one thing they haven't been able to touch up on, and they've tried, is on the spirituality of Star Wars. I mean, if you think about it, Yoda in Dagobah, he pretty much explains life to us, and he gives us a description of what the Force is. And Jedi Knights are as much as real. I mean, I don't know if religious is the word I'm looking for, but the spirituality of the Force that guides them is something that is the strength of Star Wars. Don't you guys agree?
I agree.
It's certainly different.
I would say
we talked about this at the beginning. They're totally two different shows. Like totally two different shows. The only thing that they have in common is space and the word star. That's the only thing that they have in common. They're totally different shows.
I mean, they both have action. They both have technology. They both have family dynamics, right?
How do you have family dynamics in Star Trek? Correct me, guide me, please, and guide the audience for the most.
Well, the relationships of the crew and.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know. Sorry, I
mean, just to give an example, if you remember in the fifth movie, The Final Frontier.
Oh yeah, Spock's brother. Yeah.
But even at the end, when they're on the Gats planet, Kirk gets left behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's about to die to the storm that the God comes up with, and he's about to destroy the planet. And at the last minute, I believe it's a Klingon bird of prey that comes over and teleports the captain on board, and they're stuck with the Klingons.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And Kirk comes up to Spock, and he's like, "Spock, I thought I was gonna die." And Spock says,
"Can you do that again,
Captain? Not in front of the Klingons."
I thought I was gonna die. And Spock says, "Not possible, Captain. You were never alone." I mean, that to me is like a brother going to save his brother, you know?
Well, then the fact of the matter is the third and fourth movies exist because the crew risking life and career just to rescue Spock.
Right. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
they pulled it off.
Yeah, they pulled it off.
Do you like the new versions, the new movies, Oracle?
The new Star Trek? The new Star Wars movies?
No, the new Star Trek.
Oh, the new Star Treks? I don't love them. I mean, I think some of the actors have a lot of charisma in them, starting with Chris Pine. But I mean, they were just trying to recreate something that I don't think they quite actually hit the target on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoyed. It's funny because I enjoy those movies a lot when I first watched them because I was like, these are not Star Trek, and that's why I like them. But now, having watched the original series for the thing, I'm now like, I want a big budget of Star Trek that adheres way closer to the original. That's like what the original was, but just with more money. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, we're still petitioning. Yeah. We're still petitioning Paramount to do two things, and we'll take either or. We either want to do a comedy series, Star Trek Night Shift, or Night Crew, rather. And the running gag is you'll be able to see the original crew members, but only from the back because it'll be during shift change. And then the other thing, which I would actually really like to do this. I don't know exactly how I would like to do it, but I'll be honest, I would kind of like to remake the original series.
That's hard, don't you think?
I think it's very hard. We've talked about there's certain episodes though that we feel like you could clean up a little bit and make them a little bit more engaging from the page.
I would maybe consider like upgrading it in like I don't know how else to describe this, but like to prestige almost television, like an HBO show, like some with some money. Like some with some money, I would love.
Well,
to
I mean,
that.
to be fair, the budget for Star Trek episodes has always been fairly high.
Yeah.
Well, not the original. Well, it was expensive for the original series, but they were
in the day.
Well, no, it was advanced and it was expensive, but they were really trying to rein it in, but just by the nature of the show. But after that, starting with TNG, I mean, I think when Deep Space Nine was on, because there was a period where it was TNG was on, Deep Space Nine was on, and then after TNG left, Voyager started. I think the average cost per episode is about $100,000.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The last one that it was what they got it got canceled, right?
No, I don't think it got canceled. I think Strange New Worlds is still going.
Well, the thing is, I saw an article today, but I haven't.
Maybe I'm not sure.
It got canceled and then got picked up by Netflix.
No.
I mean, I saw a little short, and I'm like, how's this possible? But I don't know. I wanted to ask about that because that post is going everywhere. The lead actress, this old woman.
I haven't heard anything.
Well, no, because the thing of it is, though, is just I can say no with a lot of conviction because Paramount has always kept Star Trek. They've never licensed it to another company. They've never even entertained selling it outside of the company.
I heard here and there that they have some shares that are connected to Disney.
Disney does not own Paramount.
I will say that in Canada, in Canada at the very least, the Next Generation, and I believe the original series were on Netflix.
They were for a time, yes. That was before they had an existing licensing deal before Paramount Plus was a thing, and the international deal may have just been different.
Yeah, I was just asking because that will what Justin just said. I mean, if it's not going to happen, but if it's real, what I saw online, that I don't know, I was going to ask. I plan to ask either way. Now they will have a lot of budget to make one. Because Netflix will throw a lot of money to that.
Well, no, Paramount threw a lot of money, and like I'll say this much, having not watched it, both Discovery and Strange New Worlds look really good. Like
which one is the last one? Strange New World.
Strange New Worlds is the most recent. Well, and then also Star Trek Picard. There was a period where all three were running at the same time.
I saw Picard, and it looks really good.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean,
looks good.
Yeah. I mean, anything really, and even if you go back and watch Star Trek Enterprise for the time, it looked really, really good. Like it still looks good.
Oh yeah.
It's dated visual effects now, but in 2005, I mean, it was. Yeah,
I guess maybe not money, but like maybe I would throw like our modern day television sensibilities for like drama, where like there's some resolutions where I'm like, you know what, our version is better.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah. No, there have been a couple episodes like that where you usually bring up a really good point and be like, I really would have preferred this to not be wrapped up so neatly, or this would be a lot more powerful if we'd met this person before.
Yeah, and it's like if this were modern television, you would have.
Yeah.
You guys gonna kill me for this because I've been fucking with you around and
I know.
Like always making you crazy. But when I saw what is the name of the Seth MacFarlane show?
The Orville.
The Orville? What is it?
The Orville.
The Orville.
Oh, the Orville.
Like Orville.
Something weird happened to me when I started watching the Orville. I fall in love right away.
I did too, dude. I love the Orville.
But then I watched Star Trek, the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
And don't go crazy with me. I'm being honest. I'm not gonna bullshit. I'm not fucking with you. I got bored and I returned to watch the Orville.
I think it's fair.
Well, no. When the Orville came on, even I said it. I said, guys, the Orville's doing Star Trek better than Star Trek is right now.
Yeah,
so many people said that.
Well, because it's true. And like the Orville, it's kind of wild. A lot of people don't give it a chance because it's Seth MacFarlane. And yes, the first season has more comedy, but it's not a bad thing. Like hear me out because there's a point here. It has more comedy than say season 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it because one of the things I always, and I make fun of Star Trek for this, and in Star Trek, everybody loves classical music. Everybody loves Shakespeare. Everyone loves the opera. And just watching Gordon Malloy be obsessed with 20th century reality TV, I love it. And then the joke, and I'm so mad at Seth MacFarlane for taking this away from us. the joke when they set up Bortus about to sing "My Heart Will Go On" is like one of the biggest disappointments of my life.
Really?
You will be silent.
You know what is funny? Funny that you mentioned that people don't give it a chance because of Seth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call people genius really easy because I think these two last generations, they just use words to look cool, not for the fact of what the word means. But he's a genius.
He is. No,
he's very talented.
Yeah.
Not like,
I always
level.
Yeah. No, but what I was saying, and I do give I do give South Park some grief for this. Like, the joke is funny with the manatees and the idea balls, but like Seth MacFarlane is funny. Like he's made too many TV shows and movies to
and
not.
He's funny because he understands where he can go and where he needs to stop. Like, I mean, the guy sings better than Michael Bublé.
No.
No, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you saw it too. Mr. Beat says, "Can us nerds just all get along?"
Yeah, like I say, I mean, he knows where to stop.
Not till they're all dead, Mr. Beats.
He wanted to make Hollywood movies. He made 1,000 Ways to Die in the Estes.
I love that movie, and those people that hate really it, funny. I don't understand why you hate it. That movie is fucking hilarious.
And what is the other movie that he done?
Ted
too.
Which again, I love Ted. I love Ted.
I love Ted 1 and 2. I mean, the beginning of the second when they go and jerk off Tom Brady, he's hilarious, dude.
The show surprisingly.
Oh my god, that was a perfect spiral.
What you mean the show?
The show's funny.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's really funny.
Yeah, me and Joe, we were talking about last week. We talked about Max Payne. We were like, that's bad, Mark Wahlberg. The only time we've ever liked Mark Wahlberg really is in Ted. Or the other guys, where he's being funny. Like funny Mark Wahlberg is the only time I like Mark Wahlberg.
By the way, I went to see his last movie. Damn, dude. I hope I just get my 2 hours back in my life.
I generally don't like him.
Mark Wahlberg is cool for many reasons, and he's talented for many reasons, but not acting outside his spectrum of the same character that he's playing.
What? Are you talking shit about Mark Wahlberg? Huh?
Mark Wahlberg?
What the fuck are you saying, huh?
The only movie that he gets out of the spectrum a little bit is in The Invincible, the football movie, but it still is Mark Wahlberg. But in this one, he wants to play a mob assassin. Bro, he doesn't deliver.
You don't think I can kick ass? Huh?
I don't think you can kick ass, bro.
You ever see Daddy's Home? Daddy's Home 2? I don't even sweat in that movie.
5'3". They're like 5'3". How tall is Mark Wahlberg? Like 5'6", 5'7"?
What is? I mean, he's not that tall. He's taller than Tom Cruise, though.
Well, yeah, but
to be fair, Tom Cruise is like 4 foot nothing.
Have you seen all the media?
Don't make me come up there.
All the media that is going around Tom Cruise.
What now?
What did he do?
His face. Have you?
Well, no shit.
No, his face.
Yeah,
his face is totally different. I guess he stopped using. I mean, I start seeing changes in his physique in the Olympics when he came down on the motorcycle. But then you see a picture of the movie, right? In the Olympics. And yesterday that he was in an event or 2 days ago, and he looks bad, man. I mean, he looks like
you can only stretch skin so much.
No, yeah, it's like the Botox run off totally, and then he drank the night before, and he was like bloated, like he looks.
Well, no, he's gonna be like one of the aliens from Star Trek Insurrection, where they just keep stretching their faces out.
I know. Hey, Oracle, how old is Tom Cruise? 69, 63, 65?
I don't think he's that old.
He's in his 60s.
He's in his 60s. Is he probably going to kill himself?
Yeah, you'd never look at it. You've never. It doesn't look like it, but yeah.
Sorry, the thing is, every time you talk, Oracle, you sound so far that I can barely hear you with all of us talks.
Oh my God, he's 62.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, see, I thought he was older.
I would have guessed.
But he looks like 71 2 days ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's sick. I have a lot of people saying that he probably sick. But I was talking this to Oracle in the premiere of Mission Impossible. He ran against the Prince. What's the name of the Prince? We talk about this. Lady D's son.
William.
Prince William, and he ignored him so bad he went to stretch his hand and Prince William he actually pushed him aside and he talked to everybody And Tom Cruise got to the phone and he's like really. And I don't know if they were playing a joke and they're actually really good friends, but it was like really disrespectful.
I don't know,
it was like, fuck you.
It seems like Tom Cruise has just run out of blood to drink and he's just got to replenish his stocks.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. That could be. That might be. Either way, I'm really happy that we all agree that Star Wars is better. So I really appreciate it.
We did no such thing.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty.
I've never ever.
Justin, you just did that. Justin, you did that. You actually three times you say that you barely like Star Trek, that you love Star Trek. You even told me that you.
What he said.
Okay, first of all, I'm talking to Justin here, Jake. You're not his dad, okay?
I am the podcast stenographer. I can pull up the record.
Pull the record. Maybe this time you can make it work in time.
Said, Virus, you're wrong. Luke Skywalker is a puss. Oh, no, you said that.
Keep going.
I'm just saying Captain Kirk could probably beat up Luke Skywalker.
Oh, no, that will never happen. In what version?
The version where Luke loses his lightsaber.
The version I'm writing in my head. He tosses it over his shoulder, and then Captain Kirk runs out and right crosses him in the face. Don't throw the lightsaber away.
But very slowly.
That shit up.
Okay, just for the record, I agree with you guys. Before he met Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh yeah,
the first 3 hours,
Captain Kirk would wipe the floor with that little punk.
Yeah, after that, please.
I mean, I will say, lightsabers 1,000 times cooler than phasers. I'm sorry. Okay,
but here's a question though. This is legitimate sci-fi question though. Given how we know phasers work, at least in the original series.
Hold a second. What the fuck we care about that?
You'll
keep going.
Figure out here in a second.
Let him cook.
Given how phasers work, at least in the original series, would a lightsaber deflect it?
Yes, it's a laser. It's a laser beam. Course. Full bore would. Yeah, absolutely would.
But the laser beam makes matter disintegrate.
Yeah, but it deflects. So do Star Trek. So do Star Wars.
Let's assume it's not.
Those are just lasers.
Then the force will deflect.
They disintegrate, don't they?
No, they burn. It's just it's like a bolt.
Then the force will deflect it.
I'm not talking about the force.
What?
I'm not talking about the force. I'm talking about
a lightsaber. Lightsaber totally would.
Yeah, it
certainly would absorb it. It would absorb it at the very least.
You know what is funny? What I can say that at the end, the Oracle is leaning to Star Trek, and Justin is learning for Star Wars. So I love the support, Justin.
I love both of them.
I love both. Look, I am discovering. The thing is, my adulthood has been discovering a love for Star Trek. I will say that absolutely. My childhood love is Star Wars. I
was gonna say. So your real original love is Star Wars, but now you're
absolutely.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you fall in love with first. It matters what you fall in love with last.
Yeah, you're the one that.
I love them both equally. I love them both for different reasons.
Oh, so you're two-timing me, you whore.
It's like you
Captain Kirk wannabe.
I told you.
It's like you've asked me which lover is better, and I'm like, they're different.
It's like blonde-haired.
Okay, let me.
It's like asking Captain Kirk if he prefers blonde-haired white women or green chicks.
So just for the record. Justin knows that his true real love is a Star Wars, but now he's mesmerized by the hotness of a Star Trek.
They're different. They're different. Okay, it's different. It's different. I feel like I'm losing here. I don't know what's happening.
No. You got the full support of the council. We can't destroy these nerds.
It's different. They're
as long as you're okay with not being given the rank of master.
If you had me watch Star Trek as like a teen, even as a teenager, I would have told you it was boring as shit. But like, I love shit that's boring as shit now. I
don't think you would agree that with Deep Space Nine. But when we get there, because we're gonna get there.
But I really appreciate that you are accepting that it's boring shit that you like.
Yeah, but dude, and this is not a dig at you, but like you enjoyed Doctor Who. When did you start watching Doctor Who?
I was an adult.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. My point is moved.
Yeah. I love Doctor Who for the same reasons I love Star Trek, which is it's silly shit and goofy costumes. That's like my favorite part. I think you could thoroughly attest that my favorite shit from Star Trek is like the Gorn or like Kirk Fu or we do have way more fun when the episode is silly.
When they're silly,
I love a thorough ethical discussion, but like.
It's really funny because whenever we do an episode and I'm like, oh, this is really good. because this episode is really good. Like, none of our episodes have gotten terrible views, but like the ones that get the best views are the ones where I'm like, this is so bad. Like, this is such a bad episode. Not ours.
I got a weird question for everyone here in the panel tonight. You can carry 4 friends to an adventure with you. Stay with me. 4 guys that they're going to go with you. 4 friends, regardless of their alignment, they're going to be good friends to you. They will not betray you.
Yeah.
From the 2 franchises, will you bring with you? Start, Jake. I know it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
But I have clarifying questions. These 4 friends, is it 4 from each, or am I mixing and matching? It's
no, mix. You got to make the perfect match. 4 from 2 franchises.
I only get 4.
You only get 4 from both franchises.
Okay. Sorry.
If you want to die, you can bring C-3PO, R2, and a Guardian Gamoran, right?
Okay.
If you want,
okay. Sorry. One more clarifying question. When it comes to Star Wars, do I have to specify a version of that character?
I will appreciate that. Not necessary. Now, for your gun's sake, and because you love Star Wars, don't be a fucking nerd. Just answer the question.
Okay. Jake, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
Go ahead.
In order to formulate my team, I needed to.
So hang on. Are we pulling from? Do we pick 4 from each franchise or 4 out of both?
Just 4. You go on an adventure, right?
Yeah.
And you're the hero, and they told you can bring 4 friends from any of the franchises, but just 4.
Okay.
Who you will choose?
I will pick Darth Vader, Geordi LaForge, Dr. Bashir.
Interesting.
And Garrick.
Why you took Darth Vader?
I mean, fucking wrecking power, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, just I raised my case. Justin, please.
Never mind that I picked 3 other people from Star Trek, but yeah.
Yeah, but they're not as powerful. You need power. No, that's good. That's a good team. You will survive.
I'm gonna go Spock. I'm going Bones because not only do I feel like he's good counsel, but he just seems like he's fun to drink with.
And he will kill you.
Well, that's why I picked Dr. Bashir.
That's your Victor Bashir.
He's a solid doctor. I'm going to pick Ian McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, just because he seems chill as fuck.
In which one? 1, 2, or 3, or the TV show?
Ooh, I think I'm going to go I'm going to go episode 3. Like that seems like episode 3. That seems like as his most sassy, most fun episode 3, and that's 3. I need 1 more, don't I? Let's keep this balanced. Let's do 1 more from Star Wars.
No, you don't have to do that. Whatever your heart is telling you.
While he's thinking, Mr. Beats, who are you referring to? Because you asked who is that.
And what you don't? I'm not checking the messages. Who's running us, Mr. What?
Mr.
He
Beats.
calls himself Mr. Beats.
Mr. Beats. What will be your 4 characters?
He's joined us before. Yeah, who are your 4?
Who are the 4 characters? So, what is your last one, Justin?
Probably Garrick, I would guess.
I'm just gonna say Anakin. Anakin, but episode 3 Anakin before he hits the dark side.
Before the crazy, yeah.
When it's like Obi-Wan, Anakin, but
when he's kicking everyone that killed his mother.
Oh my god, I forgot. So, Virus, have you seen the TikToks going around where somebody musicified the conversations in Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
He's like, Obi-Wan, I don't fear the dark side as you do.
It's really good. With the metal one is fantastic.
Virus sent that to me, and I was like, it's so good.
I think I sent it to you, Justin. Hey, Oracle, what would be your 4?
Well, I've been thinking about it, but I mean, definitely it'd be Kirk and Spock, and then Data.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot about Data.
And the 4th, I think it'd be R2.
Oh, solid choice. Choice.
Okay, that's fair. I picked Geordi because out of all the engineers, I figured that if you need a ship running, it was a tie between him and Scotty, but Geordi is used to newer class ships, so his knowledge base would be bigger.
It's surprising that what you chose, but I mean, it's your choice. That's fine.
Droid is so much. Having said that, I maybe would have switched out Anakin for C-3PO.
Sorry. No, brother, you're done. You're done.
No, I know. But now that you've gone, I maybe would have. I totally didn't even think about droids. That's such a good point.
I'm gonna go crazy on this. I'm gonna go Kondoku.
Interesting.
Spock.
All right.
Count Dooku.
Kondoku. Whatever.
I thought he said Goku.
Spock,
I was like, wrong franchise.
Spock.
I feel like those two would get along. Spock and Count
Spock,
Dooku.
I want Spock. I want old Spock, not super old from the new movies, but old when he already died, right? Can and blah blah blah, right?
Oh, okay,
I mean,
yeah.
like mature Spock.
Like Star Trek 4 Spock.
Yeah, like mature Spock. Not ready to become Admiral Spock, when is he really mature and he already touched his humanity a little bit.
Yep.
Count Dooku, obviously Darth Vader. Actually, I will take Vader when he killed the kids. That Vader, that when he gets named Vader.
Well, you do need a merciless son of a bitch to do the dirty work.
Of course, I will kick everyone's ass with this because I got the strategist that is Dooku, and I was debating if I'm gonna bring Grievous instead of Dooku. I got the analyst that is Spock as a mature man, right? Obviously, I got the crazy son of a bitch with Anakin, Dark Anakin, Master Vader. And one more.
I hear he's also a cunning linguist.
I know. The fourth one that I will bring, this is surprising, but from the first movie of the new ones, the girl that Spock, the Kirk is having sex with in the first scene, the green one.
Oh God, what's her name?
One. I don't
care.
That's
actually Rachel Nichols, the actress.
Thank you. That's what I bring to my team because obviously I got 3 guys kicking ass. I can have fun in the back.
She was in G.I. Joe too.
Yeah, so that would be my team. I just need those 3 guys to kick ass brutally.
Yeah, but see, you could have just taken your team to Orion and gotten like a dozen of those women.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but the reality is like, dude, Spock with Dooku telling Anakin what to do, I can sit down and rule the universe.
Dooku is actually a very interesting choice.
It is.
From you.
He is.
Yeah,
he was great. Choice. Before he left the Order, he was one of the best.
Have you guys seen oh, I forgot what it's called. Tales of the Jedi, I think is what it's called. But it's like a short series, animated series. And it's like there's a few different episodes. There's one that it's about it's Ahsoka when she's off in her banishment.
Yeah, no, we saw it together. Alexander and I, we saw it together.
There's the one where it's Count Dooku's backstory, and you get to see like him how he fell to the dark side, and then there's an episode where he kills Yaddle. You can finally get to see Yaddle, and turns out that she doesn't talk like Yoda. Only Yoda talks like Yoda. So you're like, he just has some sort of mental disability.
You found out that Yoda got dropped on his head as a child.
Yeah, no, guys, you don't get it. Yoda's Mexican.
Scramble my brains are.
You see, it's Mexican.
I don't know why
the grammar is the grammar. There is the grammar. We talk backwards. Yoda's Mexican. It's small, big ears.
Actually, the sentence structure is closer to Japanese, but
God, you really gotta drain all my fucking jokes today, you motherfucker.
Star Trek.
Nerd.
It's about being pedantic.
Nerd.
It's not my fault. You're illogical.
Being pedantic is 90% about being a nerd. About what being a nerd is. I just feel like
you guys are too nerd for me. And I met Alexander in a comic store. Seriously, motherfuckers, you're too nerdies.
I feel like Virus. I feel like if you met Anakin like once he killed the kid, but before he became Darth Vader, you'd sit him down and be like, "Listen, motherfucker, it's gonna seem like you're gonna be able to jump over him, but he has the high ground. Okay, don't do it.
Don't
do it.
I will tell him, drop the old woman. She's just trying to seduce you. Like, I don't want to seduce you, and you got dressed like that, dude. Run! That woman is gonna manipulate you. She's gonna get pregnant without discussing it with you, and she's gonna ruin everything for you because you're just a kid in love with an old woman.
She's gonna poke a hole in it. She's trapping you, bro. She's trapping you.
Did you imagine the Star Wars version of that scene from Blue Mountain State where Obi-Wan's just like, let me see that cum. And he just uses the force and he brings the water over and it just
I really will tell Anakin, bro, if you want to fight your friend, don't do it in a fucking lava place. Right?
Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Maybe don't fight Obi-Wan Kenobi on a long planet where you get burned to death.
And over a woman that she just played you since you were a little kid. I mean, seriously, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying their relationship. She was 14, he was 11.
We took
dubious.
Yeah, it sounds really dubious.
Well, at the time, but they didn't enter a relationship until they were both adults.
So
that is a thing I hate about the Attack of the Clones. I hate the fact that it's a 10-year time jump and it feels like you missed an entire fucking movie.
Well, because you effectively
just
did.
because you did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's probably a trilogy in there.
As much as I don't love the new trilogy, I still maintain Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie. Maintain it, stand by it.
Actually, I'm with you. To be honest, Justin, I know that a lot of people talk shit about this movie. I know that people talk shit about the new movies, right? But wait 10 years, and I know, Jake, I know. But wait a few years, and people are going to look back on them. There's a lot of this generation going on just criticizing what they don't get or what they think that they can do better without doing the effort. I mean, pressing a button and pay $10 a month doesn't give you the right to be a cinematic director or screenwriter. I'm just saying. But I'm with you. The worst movie is the second episode. Not because it's bad, it's because it's slow and boring. I never care about Jar Jar at all.
There's just nothing in The Last Jedi that's quite as bad as I hate sand. It's coarse and irritating. Or they were animals, so I slaughtered them like animals. There's just Daisy Ridley.
As opposed to free the animals from Space Vegas.
Actually, not. I mean, to be honest, that movie could be safe if we actually see how he kills the animals, right? Because we don't see Anakin taking the dark revenge. We just see the.
I mean, you do. Don't you see him?
You see him waste a couple of them.
Yeah, but not like in the way that he's supposed to damage. Right?
I don't know. I mean, you see him drop two, and then it transitions when he chops another one.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I was expecting a little Game of Thrones there with blood everywhere, like.
Well, I don't think blood spurts from a lightsaber wound, does it?
I don't know. Depending if he
it does in episode 4, but technically it shouldn't.
Yeah,
no, because it's cutting and the laser is closing at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It theoretically supposed to cauterize it as soon as it's
okay. Favorite villain of a Star Trek or Star Trek and then a Star Wars, Jake. Favorite. I know
that's hard with Star Trek.
Favorite bad character. Let me rephrase it. Say favorite bad character, like bad evil character.
Okay, and this is very much a me answer, but many people I gotta go with Gul Dukat from Deep Space Nine. He's just he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit and a thankful piece of shit. Yeah. Justin.
Oh no! Wait.
Star Wars.
Finish Star Trek first.
Yeah,
Let's finish Star Trek. Yeah.
Wait, Star Trek is tough because I haven't seen enough to really form myself.
From what
I'm just gonna say, Khan probably as of right now. Fucking love Khan. He's up there. Great. There's been a couple from these early episodes, but none of them are sticking out quite as specifically as Khan. So I'm just gonna say Khan.
Oracle.
I'm with Justin on this one. It's Khan for me.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go around the bush. It's Khan for me too. I mean,
Khan's good. Khan's good. You do get
son of a bitch.
You get way more time with Gul Dukat.
I'm gonna go Ricardo Montalban, right? I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, we're not talking Benedict. But here's the thing, though. Benedict Cumberbatch is not the same Khan.
No. But it's the Khan for the movie, so I got it.
Yeah. We all know who you're talking about.
Star Wars, Jake.
Favorite
bad guy.
I mean, my favorite bad guy probably Darth Maul, but you can't deny Vader.
Okay. Give me one.
So Vader. The only reason I say that is because Vader ends up getting redeemed in the end, and Maul is just such a badass villain.
I'm gonna stop you there. First of all, the people in the comments haven't put their 4 ones.
Not yet, no.
Okay, just because I want to be respectful to them. Funny that you mentioned that because in my list Maul was coming before, but then I go in a different way. But yeah. I mean Maul, Vader. I don't think if you're a piece of shit and at the end, last moment, you redeem yourself to save one person that you love, you stop being bad. He become good for Luke. He was bad. So Vader or Maul?
No, I'm going with Maul. Although
Cool.
probably if you're talking about the baddest bad, you'd have to go with Palpatine. But I prefer.
No,
Maul.
I mean it's your favorite one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think nobody cares
somehow he has returned in Fortnite.
In Fortnite.
Well, to be fair, you could technically say the same thing about Maul. Yeah, somehow Darth Maul has returned.
He oh man, that I still can't stand that. He somehow survives getting sliced in half, falling down a shaft, somehow gets to another planet and becomes a half spider thing.
That's pretty cool, though.
Oh,
I liked it.
I hate it less now, but at the time I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
So which one will be Justin again?
Oh, I'm gonna go a little non-traditional, a little less obvious. Mine comes with an asterisk though, because I'm gonna pick General Grievous, but not General Grievous from the movies because he's lame as fuck in the movies. General Grievous from the Gendy Tarkovsky 2D animated show.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I thought when you said you were gonna go unconventional, I thought you were gonna say Jar Jar Binks because you ascribe, as I do, that in reality Jar Jar Binks was a Sith Lord.
As a Sith Lord, yeah.
Pulling the strings from the whole time.
I should have said Darth Jar Jar from that one Lego movie. But no, General Grievous from.
I loved the fact that they acknowledged that, though. That was fun.
George says it's really good. He says it's genuinely really good.
Have you I know this is way off topic, but have you guys seen the Lego movie?
Yes, I have.
I didn't.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
I try. For people that a lot of people we talk about this. Sometimes I put the movies, and then I get distracted with work. Running the corp, and I just put pause. And that was one of the movies that I put pause and I stayed paused to the next day, and I just I couldn't. Oracle, your favorite villain of Star Wars?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's definitely Vader. I mean, he's the scariest.
What Vader?
The one from the original Star Wars, maybe, because
I'm gonna go picky. 4, 5, or 6. What episode?
I'm saying 4 because he's the scariest. He's the scariest there.
It's the scariest for me. No, in 5. Empire Strike Back, when they come to the cloud city and he stopped everyone and welcomed them to the door, it's like fucking a gangster, like not gangster bullshit hip hop culture. I'm talking about the real gangster Italian guy, right?
Yeah.
You come to my city. Sorry. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Actually, the most evil character, and I will stuck to this no matter what people say, is Princess Leia. That bitch destroys everything. I'm not being misogynist. Seriously, she made Han Solo get killed. She pronounced everything. I mean, seriously, bring our son back. She turned to the dark side, woman. It's been 8 years. You haven't seen him. Bring my son back. He's 70 years old. Your son is a dark Sith. He's gonna kill him. Bring him in. I already left you, and I'm probably having sex with Colonel Akbar. But bring him. I don't know. Just make that up.
I mean, she could do worse than Admiral Akbar. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
he's an admiral. I mean,
at least he forewarned you.
He's a trap.
It's a trap.
Trump. You don't get it. He got an accent. He was talking about Leia. He's a Trump. He's a Trump.
Oh wow. I don't know. I don't know what is with my brain tonight. I keep mishearing what you say. I thought you said he's like Trump, and I'm like, I just imagine Donald Trump going, it's a trap.
No, obviously I'm messing. I think that I'm with Justin on this one.
It's a Trump.
My favorite is Grievous before the movies, because in the movies they don't exploit the character as much, but he's a really mean bad general, right? Of course, I don't want to do Goku again because Doku, because it will be repeating myself. But yeah, Grievous is one of my favorite dark characters that they weren't explode as much.
But is he a bomb-bad general?
No, he's not. He's fucking awesome. He can play with
Jar Jar
6
sure
sabers.
is.
Probably is.
I know, but when you can manage 6 fucking lightsabers, you're with me. I love that fucking.
There's a fight sequence in that animated show that's just so fucking good. Like, my favorite Anakin moment of all time is in that show. It's the one where his arm gets cut off and he's walking around like force crushing the guy's face with his like decapitated, like cut off arm. It's fucking badass. It's so
good. We agreed that Star Trek was for young adults right? Back in the day, and adults, right? And Star Wars was for kids. But if they weren't for kids, Grievous was gonna be like a mean motherfucker.
That show was gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that about that.
Which Virus, you'll appreciate this little anecdote.
I don't like you today, but
well, no, you'll like this. You'll appreciate this. You'll find this funny. Back when I was on dating apps, I got really, really tired of initiating conversations and people just eventually not. Some would respond, but most wouldn't. So my go-to opener was just the animated GIF of Kenobi dropping down from episode 3 and saying, "Hello there."
I mean, I've used that so many times.
Yeah, okay. Just for the record, I'm really glad that you got engaged, and I'm really happy for you. But thanks God, you will never be good in a dating app with that fucking T-shirt and sending emoticons like that, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So, fun fact, it works more than you'd think.
Bro. Neighbor, please.
Try it.
Neighbor, please.
The ladies like a Star Wars. We're gonna.
Bro,
no, what the ladies like is guys that aren't bullshitting them. And if you hit her with Obi-Wan Kenobi as an opener, she knows what the fuck you're about.
Oh but she's God. Just like, that's
Oracle, for God's sake, Oracle, please save me from these guys. Tell them that that's too nerdy, please.
I am a nerd.
Dude, what am I dude, nerds are fucking sexy now.
Nerds are cool now.
Yeah.
That's what nerds says, bro. Seriously.
They've always been cool.
No, that's what science says.
You don't have to be strong to survive anymore.
Oh my dear God in heaven. Yeah, and everybody gets a trophy, Justin. Let's keep moving. Sorry. Sorry. Good. I think that was a good podcast.
I'm just telling you, every time, I'm not making this up, every time I wear the Star Trek uniform, I'm under orders to send a photo to my significant other.
Well, you may have seen she's from Venezuela. She just discovered Star Trek.
Actually, she hasn't watched it yet. She just likes the uniform.
That's why you think you look sexy. He thinks you look like a military in the States, bro. I love her. It's your fiance, but come on, dude. No, not good perception. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here, Justin. Great guest. Thank you for changing your mind.
She loves it.
I appreciate. Oracle, I'm sorry that you were late and you missed the whole messing each other around. But it was really fun. Thank you for being here, everyone. Before we go, recommendations within Star Wars. Everyone, right? Your 2 favorite things that you want our fan base to watch or read or listen within Star Wars and Star Trek. One of each, right? So, Jake, you want to do the honors here?
Yes, because I have my 2 go-to answers for both franchises. For Star Wars, definitely The Mandalorian, if you haven't seen it already. Season 1, at least. Because I'm given to understand that the 3rd season leaves a little to be desired, but I enjoyed the first 2 seasons, particularly the first one. And for Star Trek, I've got 2. I'm going to cheat. First one, my usual go-to, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It's the best of the series I've seen thus far, and I think it's probably the best ever. But also, the Final Frontier podcast.
That was a good one. You know what? I heard that the guy that put the name and make the music is fucking fantastic. I just heard that.
Yeah, I heard he's a little too into Star Wars, though.
Yeah, well, he just do it as a job. The Star Trek thing. Justin.
Well, for me, I'm going to recommend. I wish I could remember what it was called, but it was a novel, a book. I listened to the audiobook many years ago, and it's about a gentleman, a smuggler, who discovers Palpatine's plans with the Trade Federation. Basically, discovers the plans to Episode 1, and the book is him running away from Darth Maul. Darth Maul is chasing after him the whole time.
Shit.
And it ends with he's trying to get to Senator Palpatine to give him this information, unaware that Senator Palpatine is obviously a Sith. And he's running, finally gets there at the end, and I won't give away the ending, but it's got a really dark ending. It's really good. I'll find out what it's called. I'll find out what it's called. I'll let you guys know, but it's really good.
I would love to do that. And from Star Trek.
Star Trek. I mean, I think I'm just gonna have to recommend The Final Frontier every Monday. watch Star Trek the original series and play along.
There you go. That's good. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I heard the guy that chose the name, and I just sorry. Oracle, give it to us.
My recommendations are gonna be my favorite movies from each franchise. So from Star Wars, I'm gonna say The Empire Strikes Back, which is one of the greatest plot twists in film history. And for Star Trek, I'm gonna go with the fourth movie, The Voyage Home.
Voyage Home,
it's real fun, real. It's true to the characters. They risk everything to go back in time, and it has the time travel element, which at the time was extra fantastical for the franchise. But they pulled it off.
No, they pulled it off really good. Actually, thank you. You took my Empire Strike Back. So I'm going to go out of character here. Rogue One. It's well known that my two favorite movies from Star Wars, they hold everything, is Empire Strike Back and Rogue One. Rogue One, the only thing that I don't like is the music, to be honest with you. But the movie is so unexpected. Even you know the story. And they make me feel as an adult when I watch it that I fall in love with a new crew. I didn't miss Han Solo. I didn't meet Chewie. I mean, the robot, what is the name of the robot, Oracle, in Rogue One?
Oh my God. I remember Alan Tudyk voice.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. It's like.
But you know, that character made me forget about C-3PO, R2, and Chewie right away. Obviously, Diego Luna as a friend and as a Latino. Thank you for being there, man. And
he's an excellent actor.
Yeah, he made me forget Han Solo, to be honest.
That movie utilizes scale in such a beautiful way.
Yeah, it's even the whole movie. I wasn't expecting a lot when I watched it, and it really made me enjoy it like it wasn't out of time. They brought me back to the feeling of Star Wars, right? Like I was in that era. So I mean, I haven't born when the original was released, but have I? We were like 2 years old, right? Alexander, 1 year old, maybe months. I don't know.
When Star Wars came out, yeah.
You said 77.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I was a baby. I was in arms.
We both were.
Yeah. They took us to the movies together to watch it.
You're like Jay and Silent Bob.
And you know what? I'm gonna highly recommend from Star Trek. If you are not a fan, and I know I'm been busting these guys' balls, just go and watch the original series. The original series is really good and was progressive for their time. And I know it could look funny, the boots and the t-shirts and the talking t-shirt that they were mentioning and the kung fu from Captain Kirk, but I invite you to go and watch it thinking about that era, thinking about how important it was to have the opportunity to dream and to go on because people start dreaming about those inventions thanks to Star Trek. We still haven't been able to cut a turkey with a Jedi style, like How I Met Your Mother, but we're using technology that it was planted here, right? But that will be my recommendations. And watch Andor. If you start, I saw something today, and I went in by this, and this is just a no recommendation, something that I read. If you haven't watched Andor, and you start watching it today, you will have one episode a week until the second season release. Start watching it today. So if you haven't watched Andor today, watch one today, once a week, every Tuesday after watching Toon Talk 2.0. And when you finish the first season, the next week you go have Andor the second season. That will be for me, from Jake, Justin, and the Oracle. Thank you for being here with us. Actually, we keep it in 1 hour and 59 minutes, 19 seconds. Subscribe.
Watch long and prosper.
May the force be with you. Okay, you know what? May the force
and also with you.
May the force be with you.
With your spirit. Thank you, everyone. Farewell. 1:59:34. Say goodbye, Jakey boy.
Well, actually, because I'm bad and forgot about the second sponsor, we're going to lead you out with a sneak peek of Revival, book 1 of the Unveiled book series from our friend Debbie Lynn.
The veil between her world and the other realm has faded, unleashing magic into the lives of ordinary citizens. Awakening from a 4-year coma, Tori James discovers a world transformed. For some, like Tori, the unveiling ignites hidden abilities. With her expertise in classical languages, she's drawn into a world of thieves and magic. Join Tori on her magical journey in Book 1 of the Unveiled book series, Revival. Unveil your destiny.